Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at some educational games in Roblox. Now, if you're like me before I recorded this video, you probably did not know what these are, and I don't blame you because no one goes out of the way to learn on Roblox. And you'd be glad you're not learning off Roblox because these games are very poor quality, and we're going to be taking a look at 4 of them today. So, let's just get right into it. So this first game I saw was called Math Difficulty Chart Obby. Now this game was actually nominated for the Bloxy Awards last year, so I had high hopes going into this. And when I loaded in, very good quality looking loading screen, you could tell it was coded well. When I pressed play, I was greeted with a very nice lobby. Looked like it was well made and there was effort put into it, which is actually a pretty big surprise. But I'm not here for the lobby, I'm here for the maths. So when I walked up to the first question, it was pretty well designed. You can see you had a multiple choice option and it was quite easy to tell which was the right answer. After that one, the questions were still pretty easy until there were a word problem with me, and that was no problem as well. At the end of each level, it puts you up a grade. So after grade 1, I was in grade 2, and while the questions were still pretty easy, they were still a bit harder than grade 1. And after getting absolutely trolled, I moved on to grade 3. And you'd think at grade 3 the questions would start to become the main problem, but that was not at all the issue. The parkour was the main problem. I am so horrifically terrible at parkour that a simple series of jumps like this was enough to make me die 4 times. Despite that, I still absolutely destroyed the last question and moved on to grade 4. Now this demonic grade threw Neos at me as the first obstacle, and I couldn't get past him for at least 10 minutes, and when I finally did, it gave me more. But I am thankful that only the first part of this grade was absolutely awful, because it did get a bit better and I did eventually move on to grade 5. Now, just because I was in grade 5 didn't mean I was safe, because this grade was this game's equivalent of the devil. This grade, specifically the first obstacle, had some of the most bullshit hitboxes out of any obby I've ever seen. And just because I got past that didn't mean the rest of the grade was any less shit. And after this awful upwards Neo, I was greeted with these tiny minuscule studs that I had to jump on for the last obstacle. And it was the most annoying part of this entire game. And after failing at the last jump, I went on to the last obstacle and completed the question, and from there I was never going to play this game ever again. After that absolute nightmare of a maths game, I wanted to take a break and play a better subjects game, and for this I chose French. More specifically, Tower of Learning French, which was clearly just a rip-off of Tower of Hell, even showing the portal and the different requirements to beat it. Now, unless you're a robot, this game is completely impossible, so I didn't even attempt the first jump before I left the game. To be honest, this game is a complete joke. I didn't even bother making a segment for this one. We've learned Spanish and French, now let's learn some English. I walked up this staircase, which is the first thing I saw, and then I saw the room with the thumbnail in it. Pretty lazy, but whatever. I then jumped off into the B room, where I was greeted with, butterflies, B, pretty self-explanatory. The C room was a catastrophe with this crocodile and this zooted cat, and the A room wasn't much better with this ant, I guess. But once I went down these ominous ladders, I was greeted with this cult-like logo. And after that, I wanted to get the hell out of there, so I just left it right there. So I guess what we learned from this video is to never ever let your kids near Roblox when it comes to teaching them things. Just put them in school. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.